Hello, everyone. In preparation to Netflix's upcoming Witcher series, we're going to take a look into the lore behind the individuals of the same name. A Witcher is someone who has undergone extensive training, ruthless mental and physical conditioning, and mysterious rituals in preparation to becoming a proficient monster slayer for hire. Geralt, the central character in Andrzej Sapkowski's Witcher series and the subsequent video games inspired by him, is said in the stories to be one of the greatest Witchers. He is certainly legendary, but whether famous or infamous is more open to interpretation, not just because of the choices you get to make in the video games, but in the novels Geralt is often faced with a moral decision and chosen both the lighter side and the darker side. Witchers to be are taken in as young boys, often as payment to the Witcher for slaying a beast in a local village. Witchers to be are subject to intense alchemical processes, conscription of mutagenic compounds, and relentless physical and magical training to make them dangerous and highly versatile against their vast array of opponents, many of which possess superhuman speed, strength, and or other deadly powers. These procedures ultimately mean that each fully trained Witcher is a mutant built specifically to hunt and kill inhuman prey. The key permanent results of mutations shared by all Witchers are cat-like eyes that grant very acute night vision. Witchers can constrict their pupils to see in blinding light or open them to see in near pitch darkness. This night vision can be further enhanced with the cat potion, but in general, it is good enough by itself not to require further enhancement. Their entire sensory system is overall enhanced, allowing them to identify the species of animal from the scent of their blood and detect nearby beings even when out of sight. They also have tremendous resistance to disease, which functions in most cases as complete immunity, and a boosted immune system allowing them to consume large quantities of potions that could prove easily deadly if consumed even in small amounts by a normal man. The process of the mutagens also render them sterile, which is also why they require often young boys as payment for slaying a beast to boost their numbers. They also have exceptionally increased strength, speed, reflexes, and endurance far beyond any normal well-trained human that allows them to swiftly end fights with minimal effort and perform physical feats non-Witchers couldn't hope to match. A Witcher's physical skills alone are sufficient to deal with most monsters single-handedly if combined with extensive training and proper weaponry, whereas regular men could only hope to accomplish this in large groups. Witchers have also been known to shrug off hits that would normally render normal men unconscious. And incredibly, they're able to shrug off hits from giants and other incredible creatures possessing Herculean strength that would normally kill a normal person in a single hit. These changes also give them the ability to use simple forms of magic called signs. The sorceress Yennefer is also heard making fun of them, calling them simple magic tricks, but it also gives them an advantage in combat. They're also given a sixth sense to help them feel things around them, be it items of importance or people's immediate intentions. This explains their uncanny ability to track monsters and humans. They also experience an accelerated healing process, probably about an eighth of what Wolverine gets from the X-Men series. This also probably helps their long lifespan. Vesemir, a famous Witcher in his own right, is known to be at least a few centuries old by the time of his death, even though he only appeared to be a middle-aged man. They also maintained their youth for a prolonged time. Vesemir was just a particularly old Witcher. Though they cover proficiency in basically any weapon that comes to hand, a Witcher's training focuses on two primary tools, the steel sword and the silver sword. These swords are typically carried on the back, a steel blade used for more mundane beings, while a silver blade for beasts of the supernatural. Witchers are also frequent mixers and users of powerful potions, having developed an advanced tolerance to these inherent toxicities, but still limited to a few at the time. Even one of the weaker brews would be fatal to an ordinary human. Finally, their formal magical training deals with signs, a low-level yet versatile form of magic that allows Witchers to cast spells and enchantments with simple hand gestures. Without extensive improvement in practice, these are mere tricks compared to what sorceresses can do. As previously mentioned, Yennefer likes to poke fun at the Witchers, but they do serve very well for someone with a sword in one hand to add a variety of improvisation to their efforts. Also, the more powerful magic used by mages often takes a lot of time to prepare, while all signs are instantaneous. Additionally, Witchers are trained by seasoned mages in how to use these signs to the best effect. In general, a Witcher is a formidable and often overwhelming opponent to the more mundane races, thanks to their superhuman physical prowess, regenerative capabilities, and magic. However, they are not infallible, as they can still make mistakes, take a misstep in battle against mundane men or supernatural demons, or be overwhelmed by sheer numbers and individuals who have the skill to match a Witcher, though rare is an individual who managed to slay a Witcher out of skill rather than dumb luck or out of ambush. Though Witcher's eyes are the obvious way you would pick them out of a crowd, another standard means of identification is the Witcher medallion. This device aids in the detection of monsters, and no Witcher would part with one willingly. And of course, Witchers are known for being hard to kill. Leo Bonhart boasts a collection of 3 such medallions as proof of his martial skill. The form of an individual medallion, the head of a wolf, a cat, or a griffin, or a few of the other schools, indicate the school at which its owner was trained. It is a common belief that even among Witchers themselves, that they have no capacity for emotion. This may be debatable and rather relative considering the rigors of their training and the dangers they face on a day-to-day basis. Perhaps they simply never had the time or exposure to socially develop or recognize the reactions to mundane experiences that most take for granted. It may also be explained that a combination of their hard training, genetic modifications, and seclusion from society that may encourage blunted emotional expressions, as Geralt, Lambert, and Eskel, Witchers from the House of the Wolf, all exhibit emotional heights concerning love, joy, fear, anger, lust, and sympathy, among various others during their story arcs. Occasional references to Witchers as non-human are somewhat at odds with the original stories, in which Geralt identifies Witcher as a profession, never a race. This is certainly no official classification as such, and the relevant references, in the first game at least, are usually from Geralt identifying with the mistrust and or hostility faced by elves and dwarves in human society. Luckily, it is used as a slur against the mutants, likening them to elves and dwarves, though it's worth noting that an in-game text found in Wild Hunt mentions that a cat school of Witchers are, for the most part, elven stock, indicating that there are, or were at one time, indeed non-human Witchers. Whether or not there actually are any elven Witchers during the contemporary timeline in the story is unknown. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the new format. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any suggestions down below. It helps the channel get suggested to other people, which helps the channel grow. Thank you.